Any idea
Ma'am, I guess about balls.
about balls? Okay. Anything else?
Ma'am, about a sport?
Okay, about a sport.
Something related to playing.
Okay. Okay, fine. So see, we are thinking that we all have thought that we are going to learn about games, about something about balls, something about sports, something about playing, but it is a very different concept, the ball poem. Okay, let's find out what it is.
Ma'am, may I start?
Yes, I also started. You can start. Okay. So here we are going to know about the loss of something that we love, or to develop the ability to understand the difficult situations, or to help not to grieve but to experience new things over the loss of something, to help them cope with the problems of life. So this poetry is all about a life skill, coping management, that is distress management. How should we do that? Do you all know that we all have a coping management in our body, in our system? Biologically, when we get hurt, the blood will come out, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then that blood will dry up. Yes?
Yes,
To,
ma'am.
so that the inner hurt is healed. That blood will dry up. It will become a cover on top of that hurt, right? And that's the reason parents tell us not to take out that, not to scrape out that hard cover which is formed on the skin, so that automatically the healing mechanism is happening. Now that is biologically, but sometimes we need things to learn, situations which make us stronger, things to learn uh, about our emotions, how to cope up with our emotions. Now just imagine that our favorite toy is broken, right? What will happen? We'll cry, but that toy won't come back. What does it teach us? It teaches us that we should let go. We should learn how to let go things. Okay? So the same thing which happened in this poetry, and the poet wants your age children to learn this coping mechanism management. Okay. So the poet John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Songs, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. He has also won National Book Award. So now what are the key points in this poem? The little boy has lost his ball. He can buy many new balls, but he has a very deep emotional attachment and memories associated with that ball. So he regrets over the loss of the ball. The poet is indirectly trying to tell us that we should learn how to cope up with the loss. And money is external. That is, we can't buy memories with money. We all should learn our responsibility and learn to cope up with the loss. Now, see, this is such a beautiful sentence. And money is external. We can't buy memories with money. Can you buy memories with money?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Right? We go on a trip. Isn't it, children? We spend money to go on a trip. But the memories that are made over there is not what you have made. Suppose you have spent money to go on a trip and you start fighting over there, your parents scolding you, and you don't enjoy. What kind of memory is that?
A
A
bad,
bad one.
a
A
bad.
bad one.
Yes. So instead of saying money cannot buy memories, we can say money cannot buy happiness. Isn't it? Though we
Yes.
spent money
Yes,
on
ma'am.
ticket and all, after going there we fought, we had some kind of sad memory. Don't want to repeat it. Now, can you all tell me, is there anything favorite that you all possess? Favorite doll, favorite football, favorite event, everything is favorite because of the people present over there? Or is it just favorite? Speak up.
It's because of the people present.
Exactly. See, for me, my favorite dress can be the one which is given by my favorite aunt, right? So the dress itself did not become favorite. It became favorite because it is given by my favorite aunt. Or something which I bought from my first salary will be my favorite thing because it reminds me of my first job, right? My favorite
Yes.
food also is favorite because I have shared that thing, that favorite food with my favorite people. That's why it's my favorite food. Not everything becomes favorite. Now, what happens that if we, okay, so this is what is this poem about. Before starting the lesson, I'll tell you one small incident. When I was in grade 4th, for the Diwali festival, my aunt had stitched a very beautiful white color frock for me. Okay, it was a very nice satin frock, very beautiful, and I loved that dress. It was so soft. So my mother said it is for Diwali, so we'll wear it on Diwali. Now, on the Diwali day, I was ready. I wore that frock. I felt very beautiful from inside and outside. And then I went out to lit the diyas. And I was lighting the diyas, and suddenly the frock caught fire. And it was burned. So half of the dress was burned. So though I was saved, my dress was not saved. Okay. Now I felt very hurt because that dress, that type of dress, I couldn't get anywhere after that because it was stitched by my aunt. It had all the love in it. So I cried for many days. My aunt stitched another dress, but that dress didn't come back. What did I learn from that? The thing which has gone will never come back. That can be a substitute for those things, but that thing will not come back because the softness which I had felt, the love which I had felt in my aunt's eyes, the beauty which I felt for myself after wearing that frock, those emotions cannot be gotten back. I cannot get them back. So, so the same thing, I learned two things from there. I was doing a wrong lighting of the diyas in a wrong manner. I was going forward. The diyas were at my back. I had to always come backward. So that was the learning which I had from that. And also I took the responsibility that it's okay if it is gone. I will not cry anymore. So this is how we grow up in life. So that was one incident in my life. Let's see what happened in the poetry. So the summary. This poem by John Berryman is about losing something that you love and learning to grow up. It is about a little boy who, for the first time in his young life, is learning what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much beloved possession, his ball. To us, the loss of a ball is of minor consequence, and a reaction to is to say, oh, there are other balls. But to a little boy, this is not so. A dime, another ball, is worthless. Money is external. It cannot buy back our love, nor replace the things that we love, the things that really matter. Okay, can anybody read this sentence? The
Okay.
second one? Anyone?
Now can I?
Yes, Jyotsna.
The poet uses imagery when describing how the ball personifies the spirit of boy's childish innocence. In the last 5 lines, we visualize how the spirit of this little boy, like the ball, is sinking into the dark waters of the harbor. As it drifts further away, the boy learns to grow up, and that part of him is linked to that ball grows up as well, until it is no longer a little boy. This poem consists of only one stanza. There is no rhyming, but the poet instead conveys his message through the rhyme. The tone and his use of words, for example, in the lines, I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over the short, brisk, happy words. allow you to visualize the ball bouncing along. In the lines, an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor when his ball went. The words and rhyme rhythm is tragic, dramatic, and harsh, which is suitable for the situation. Similar uses of tone and rhythm help add to the effect of the poem and emphasize the meaning.
Right. So there's only one stanza and there's no rhyming. But the meaning of this poetry is too deep. Okay. So in this, Dishika, can you read, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
In this poem, the boy's ball personifies his young days and happy innocence. In this world, people will take balls just as they will take our innocence and force us to grow up. And once we lose this innocence, we can never get it back. Balls will be lost always. Little boy and no one buys a ball back. This poem goes to show all throughout your life, you will be forced to do things that you don't want to do, and you will lose or have to give up things that you love. But despite this, you have to learn to stand up, to be strong, and to get on with your life, no matter how much it hurts inside, because that is the only way you will survive. You have to learn to accept and let go, and not cling on to something that you can never have.
Yes. So we should not. Now, children, it can be with anything. It's not only with things. It can be with people also. We cannot keep on holding back. Right? Okay, let's see. See this. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over. There, it is in the water. So what happened? The boy was nicely playing.
Your voice is breaking.
Huh?
Your voice is
was
breaking, ma'am.
1 minute, children. Every day, I don't know what is happening. Yes. Now, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now, so the ball just went inside. How many times it happens? We are playing and the ball will go somewhere and it is lost. Especially those bouncy balls, that small one. And you are unable to find them again. So now the poet is thinking, what will the boy do now who has lost his ball? Should I go and talk to him? I have seen the ball going somewhere. But should I go and console the child? Let us first describe. Do you want me to read do the entire poem, or let's do the literary devices along with it?
Maybe the entire poem.
Huh?
Poem.
Okay. So we'll go again. Come back to the next to the slide again. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him, a dying. Another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. The poet is saying that, is there any use to tell him that, oh, there are other balls, to console him? He thinks that it is of no use because this is the ultimate grief for the boy. And he will stand there looking where the ball has gone, trembling, sad, and he will see all his memories going with the ball into the harbor. Because we can never say that the boy might have played with the ball with his father or with his brother, on which situations he has got the ball. So many things were related with that ball. And when that ball is lost, sometimes children, Even poverty is a reason for holding back on things. When we get lot of things, we don't value those things. When we don't get many things, when we get things as a reward, we want to hold it back. So for him, a dime, that is a money, another ball, everything is worthless. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning, well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and must know many days how to stand up. Okay, so the poet says that everything is worthless. Let the boy face that grief. Let him know that not everybody will stand with him always. He will have to face this loss of people, loss of things. The only thing which will be constant with him will be his self. So he should keep on moving. That's the reason it is no use of consoling the child. Let him overcome his grief on his own. Okay, now let's come. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's discuss the literary devices. Okay, the first one in the first stanza, the first literary device is anaphora. That is use of the words in two or more lines. So which are the words used in two or more lines here?
Merrily.
Merrily. Yes, and one more. What?
What?
Right? So that's anaphora. Now there is assonance, repeated use of vowel. A boy, now, who, lost. So can you see? O,
Yes, ma'am.
O,
Yes.
O, O. So first line has anaphora. First two lines and 3-4 lines has got anaphora. And the first two lines also has assonance. Imagery. So when poet says merrily bouncing down the street, he is creating a visual image of the ball bouncing. And then comes repetition. What is repeated? Now see, anaphora is also repetition and what is also repeated. So we can say both. Okay? Let's go to the next one. In the next paragraph, there is again repetition. Can you tell me which word is repeated?
Ball. Ball.
And then the another one is ascendant. There no use of conjunction in a sentence. That is here, a dime and another ball should be used. But there is no conjunction is used. A dime, another ball is worthless. So, a new figure of speech. Then comes in this alliteration, use of sound B at the start of two consecutive words, buys and ball. Then again assonance, E. Vowel E is repeated. E, learning well behind desperate eyes. Then repetition of the word ball. And there is no rhyme scheme in the poem. Right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's discuss some questions. No. Okay. I don't know where I put. Okay, fine. So, children, who all did not speak that day? I don't know.
Ma'am, most of the boys didn't.
Okay. So today they are going to speak on their favorite things which they have held back. Who will speak?
Ma'am, I have something to say. Can I?
Jyotsna, tell me.
Ma'am, when I was little, I used to have this device called DSi. It's a gaming device.
Hmm.
And after like I left it at home, and when I coming back from school, I when I tried to play with it, it was spoiled.
Hmm.
And then that was my gift for when I was a 3 year old.
Hmm.
And my dad got it, but when I didn't know how to use, so I was using it when I was like 7 years old. And then my sister spoiled that PS9. She put it under water, thinking that it would clean the device, and then she just spoiled the whole thing.
Hmm.
So I felt really bad after that, and I wanted to spoil all of her things too.
Hmm.
And it was a really it like that is my ball. That's
Hmm.
it.
What about Vaishnavi? Vaishnavi,
Yes, ma'am.
tell.
Uh, Ma'am, can we speak about people? Can we speak about people?
Vaishnavi, make your, we cannot hear you.
Ma'am, can we speak about people also?
Huh?
Can we speak about people also?
Why not? Why not?
So, in my old school, there was one best friend.
Huh?
So, she was the first one to care me. Like, she used to drop me to my class
Hmm.
and all. And she's one of my family friend also. But like when like I stopped like meeting her,
Hmm.
when I stopped meeting her and not talking to her, and I felt like so bad. So I was just thinking about her. I was missing her so much.
Hmm.
But later, then I felt okay. So we should also, not just be behind her.
Hmm.
But still, sometimes my mind goes on her.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I feel,
But you made new friends also. The memories are still there. Good memories are there with that girl, right?
yeah, she
Oh,
is there, but I have really good friends here also.
good. Next, anybody else who would like to speak? Vivek, Darmin, Maisha wants to speak.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So basically, when I was like in fourth grade, I had my study desk,
Hmm.
which I don't know, it was very my favorite because I used to study that every time. I
Hmm.
used for a lot of time, and I didn't used to let anyone touch it because it was special because I used to study hard and get good marks, so it was very special to me. But as time passed, it started getting damaged,
Hmm.
and then finally it broke, and I was very disheartened with that because it was very close to me,
Hmm.
but I learned to cope with it.
Okay. Very nice. Anybody else? Anybody else? Tanya, Farhan, Dar.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, when I was small, I had this teddy bear
Huh.
whom I used to call Toby,
Huh.
and I used to be behind him like all the time. He
Huh.
was a very brown and furry teddy bear. I loved it a lot.
Hmm.
But one time, what happened? It was kept outside,
Hmm.
and there were some laborers working near our house.
Hmm.
So I don't know what happened to it, but then I thought they just took it away and then they threw it somewhere. And I
Hmm.
was never able to find it. I felt so bad. I cried so much after that. It is a memory for me.
Yes. Even I'll tell you, for me, during shifting, I have lost so many things. There used to be a pencil eraser kind of thing which my father had got from Sri Lanka or so. It was like in a shape of a pencil, but you sharpen it and it was a eraser. It
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that you just keep on sharpening and your eraser will keep on coming. It was like that, something like that. And during it was a thin thing, and during shifting I kept it in the cupboard, and then I don't know what happened, it just got misplaced or lost or what happened. But when we came to the new house, I desperately searched for that, because that was first thing which my father had got. So I desperately searched for it. I couldn't find it. Till now, I remember that thing. Sometimes, anybody
Yes,
else
ma'am.
would like to speak?
Ma'am, I have something regarding the same shifting story.
Yes, Varda.
So, ma'am, back then when I was a kid, me and my mother had made this masterpiece.
Hmm.
Okay, not a masterpiece, but a showpiece,
Hmm.
where we had painted this earthen pot
Hmm.
and made a really nice painting on it, and then filled it with some fake flowers that we got, and it looked very nice.
Hmm.
And we did this when we were in Pune. So
Huh.
when we shifted from Pune to Delhi,
Huh.
basically it was all packed, and when we reached Delhi, we
Hmm.
couldn't find it.
Hmm.
And then we asked them where the masterpiece was, and they later said that they'd find and tell us. And then finally, when they found it, it was broken.
Hmm.
And I felt really bad because we together had made it, and I really felt bad about it.
Hmm. Right. That, of course, that's the memories which you would have gathered making that pot was something which you missed. Anybody else who would like to say something?
Meeta, ma'am?
Yes, Dishita.
Yeah, ma'am, mine was a lot similar to Tehniyat's actually. I had a pink rabbit I used to hold and go everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was this once, well, I'm actually not very sure what happened, but I went to school and I came back, and my mom told me that it went missing.
Hmm.
And I sat and cried for hours and hours, and I didn't talk to my mom.
Hmm.
She told me she'd buy me a new one, but I still didn't talk to her.
Hmm.
And then she made me my favorite dinner, and I started talking to her after that, but I still miss that rabbit a lot.
Hmm. But children, apart from toys, do we have any memories attached with dresses also, clothes?
Yes, ma'am. I have one memory attached with a dress. I
Huh.
had this white color flower gown which my grandmother's sister had stitched for me.
Hmm.
It was very special for me, but then I grew in size and it got tight,
Yeah.
so I had to donate it.
Yeah, and that giving to someone is really heartbreaking. Like,
Yes, ma'am. It is truly heartbreaking.
yes, because we don't wear that and we overgrow it, and then we have to give it after wearing it for just 2 days, 2 times. Most of my
Yes, ma'am.
clothes are like that. I'll keep it in the cupboard, then I'll think that I'll wear it. Oh, this is very nice. I should not spoil it, and neither I wear it, and ultimately I have to give.
True.
Right. Boys will never. Nida, today is your turn to speak now. Nida?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So when I was like a kid, I really liked Kinder Joy and I collected like thousands of toys.
Hmm.
And before I went to my first grade, I shifted to Saudi Arabia.
Huh.
So I had to leave them all behind. And yeah, that was one memory.
Okay. But see, children, now when you are sharing it, do you still feel the same pain about it?
No, ma'am.
We have overgrown that pain. It is a learning for us, isn't it? It has become a learning for us that if things are misplaced, broken, stolen, we have to leave for some reason, we will eventually overgrow that feeling of sadness, isn't it? So that's the reason in the ball poem also, the poet did not disturb that child, saying that it is the law of nature that whatever has gone will never come back and people will move ahead. So it's always important about people, the memories which we make with the people and not with the things. Clear? Children, I sent you the worksheets. Did you all receive?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
How many lessons have you received? First flight also, the story of
flying. Yeah, ma'am, we received that.
you received. So today, this is the ball poem that you will get it. Okay, today or tomorrow you will get. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tomorrow is a holiday and we'll meet on Saturday then. Tomorrow is Friday, isn't it? So tomorrow is a holiday, children. Enjoy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
On Saturday we'll meet.
Thank you.
Okay? Till then, complete all your work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, 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 bye. Sidra is there in the group?